Friends, Cowboy Joe Boo here with the Joe Boo Report. Today on First Take, they are congratulating the Washington Redskins on winning the NFC East. Well, kind of. They're kind of say they were the last team to standing, and, well, they just kind of got it. First team ever to make the playoffs by winning their division without beating a team with a winning record. Let's go to the tape.
Over the middle, man is open. Jordan Reed, cut, touchdown, touchdown. Jordan Reed, he is incredible. It's a pitch to Marco Murray, fumbles the football. It's loose. It's picked up by D'Angelo Hall, and he's going to score a touchdown. How about that? And the Redskins are NFC East champions.
Like that, yeah, like that.
In the words of Kirk Cousins, you like that? I can't say it like him, but I know Washington fans do. And with a win over the Eagles,
Heck no, I don't like that.
The Redskins clinched the division. Listen to this. Heading into the season, ESPN's Football Power Index gave them the lowest chance to win the division at 2.8%, so 3%. But thanks to the arm and accuracy of Kirk Cousins, the Redskins have punched their ticket to the playoffs for the first time since 2012. So, gentlemen, what was your takeaway from not the Redskins, but the NFC East this season? Skip?
Stephen A. Smith, it is now my turn to vent. This year's NFC East made me sick. The Washington Redskins won it by default. They were simply the last team standing. I'm going to say it one last time. If Tony Romo and Des Bryant had been healthy the whole year, my Cowboys would have run away with the NFC East, then made a run at this year's Super Bowl, especially with that much improved defense of my Dallas Cowboys. But I must admit it, I hate to admit it, Kirk Cousins was way better than I ever thought he could be. Props to Mike Shanahan for pushing to draft Kirk Cousins. I give it up to Kirk Cousins, but I cannot let go. I'm sorry, I cannot let go of how Jay Gruden publicly mistreated Robert Griffin III. So it's very difficult for me to root for Kirk Cousins and the Redskins, who took advantage of the Eagles crumbling around to Chip Kelly, who should be fired, but I think probably won't be fired. And Kirk Cousins and company took advantage of your New York Football Giants crumbling around to Tom Coughlin, who should be fired, but I'm going to guess he probably won't be. So in the end, I must say, as much as I hate to, hail to the Redskins.
Well, I think we have to concede that, albeit by default, because I agree with you. I think the Cowboys would have won the division if Romo and Des Bryant were healthy. But I keep telling you there, that accident waiting to happen. It's always something. There was always something this year. That's why they're on the outside looking in, just as irrelevant as they've been over the last 20 years. God bless them. I hope they get it together eventually, because this division was disgraceful. The Giants were incredibly sad, from the perspective that when you look at Odell Beckham Jr. and Eli Manning, that was all they really had. Ruben Randle showed up, but he was inconsistent. Victor Cruz couldn't get himself healthy, and the Giants' defense was putrid, to say the least. And it is just time for a new voice, Skip Bayless. There is no way in hell that Tom Coughlin should be back as head coach of the New York Giants. And I'm not saying that because the man can't coach. I'm not saying it because he doesn't know football. I'm not saying it because he doesn't care, because he isn't knowledgeable, and because he is not accomplished. But I completely disagree with a voice that I have profound respect for, and that is that of NBC's own Chris Collinsworth, when he says leave things as they are. I mean, my God, can somebody else get an opportunity to coach? The man has missed the playoffs now 4 consecutive years. It has been 6 of the last 8 years that they haven't made the playoffs. And in fact, Skip, the only 2 times they've won a playoff game in the last 8 or 9 years are the 2 years they won the Super Bowl. I don't believe that 2 Super Bowl titles make you a Supreme Court justice where you get a lifetime appointment as a head coach. No. There comes a point in time when a new voice needs to be heard, and I think in the case of Tom Coughlin, that may very well be it. Now, we could also debate about Jerry Reese another day if you want to, because outside of Odell Beckham Jr., I do think it's fair to at least look at the picks that he has given Tom Coughlin to work with, because we can't just put it all on Tom Coughlin's shoulders. But it is clear a new voice is needed from the head coaching position in New York, and it ain't the offensive coordinator McAdoo. Don't give me that. You need a new coach, but it ain't him. Getting to the Philadelphia Eagles, didn't I tell you something about karma, Skip Bayless? Didn't I tell you when we were sitting here talking about how the Eagles were going to get their comeuppance? We started the season talking about Chip Kelly and his treatment of players and how
Chip
he
we
was
trust.
received. The players don't like him too much. The coaching staff, there's a lot of those guys that don't like him. He's hunkered down. He's isolated himself from all things Philadelphia. Chip Kelly should be gone as well because he's not wanted in Philadelphia. The city, if you took a poll today, I'm pretty sure the numbers would be better than 85 to 90% that he just get the hell out of town. Not because he can't coach, but because he's not liked. He's not considered one of their own. They would like somebody else in there that they can relate to, that can help garner and elevate the level of support for this franchise that they so richly deserve. The city deserves better than Chip Kelly. He needs to go back to college. Simple. Now or Tennessee with Marcus Mariota. Maybe they'll accept him in Nashville. But now we get to the Redskins. Kirk Cousins, 3,990 yards passing, 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 99, a QBR of 67. He's been decent. He's been really good. He's been impressive. He deserves a lot of credit. But again, how much credit can we give the Washington Redskins when I believe, Skip, they're the only playoff team in NFL history where every win they've had this season has been against teams with losing records. They have not beaten one team with a winning record. When the hell has that happened? So I don't know how serious to take that. I'll give it to him. He has shown up, but to some degree it's tainted by the level of competition he ended up going against, especially within the NFC East. That's to be considered. And last but not least, he's starting to annoy me with, you like that stuff. Because guess what? Up until this year, you haven't given us much to like about you. You got a lot of damn nerves when you consider your history, combined with the fact that you ain't beat a winning team this year, and you had a coach who basically coddled you into this position by alienating and excoriating publicly the individual we all know to be as RG3, who didn't deserve to be called out the way that he was called out. So Kirk Cousins had a lot of things going for him. And in this day and age, if you're a quarterback and you have that level of support and you're competing against the level of competition that he compete against, I would like to believe that you could do what we've seen you do so far. You deserve respect. You certainly don't deserve to be disrespected. I'd go as far as to say he deserves a new contract, although I'm not trying to pay him $20 million a year. But Kirk Cousins is good, deserves credit. But I think he's feeling himself a little bit, which you got that, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if the playoff teams that are waiting for him screams, did you like that? A whole bunch of times once the Washington Redskins are playing in the playoff games 2 weeks from now, when they'll probably lose, by the way.
I like that, what you just said. Way to go. Now, one quick point to finish this
Drop
off.
the mic
Back to
on
your
that one.
Giants. You talked about Coughlin. You did not talk about Eli Manning. I realize your defense this year was historically bad, worst in the history of this storied franchise. But Eli Manning just got paid a whole lot more money, and now he also has been the starting quarterback of a team that has missed the playoffs 4 straight years. Can you give him a pass for that? Because I do not.
I'm not giving him a pass for that, especially after this team just stunk up the joint and wet the bed in Minnesota last night. They got beat down. They got ramrodded. It was a disgraceful performance that they put forth on national television. And I think if you were questioning whether or not it was time for Tom Coughlin to go, that was cemented with last night's performance. They didn't have much to play for. They had already been eliminated the night before by the Redskins. But to get obliterated like that on national television, considering the underachieving year that you had, there's no excuse for this. We expect more from the New York Giants, and we've gotten to a point where we have become receptive to their ineptitude, and that simply can't be allowed by Eli Manning or Tom Coughlin. Even though Eli Manning this year, 63% of his passes, 4,100 yards passing, 33 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, a QBR of 61, a quarterback rating of 93. All of those things are there. But I think the biggest thing you can say about Eli Manning right now is that he's reliable in terms of showing up. He's a consummate professional. He's always healthy, and he always shows up on Sunday afternoon. He doesn't miss starts. You just don't know what you're getting when he shows up. So he has to be held accountable too. but nobody more so than Tom Coughlin, because you're the head coach and y'all just ain't winning games.
Yep, that's 3 straight losing seasons for the New York Football Giants.
Wow, that was a mouthful. Fire Chip Kelly, get rid of Tom Coughlin. I'm surprised they didn't talk about Jason Garrett, because I'm not giving him a pass either. And the Redskins making the playoffs without beating, can we say, a team with a winning record? You like that? You like that? Yeah, Skip. Yeah, I like that. Hope you have a great day. And be sure you click subscribe so you get more of the Joe Boo Report.